Hey everyone, this is PrinceWatercress, and welcome back to Let's Play Bing Bing Bingo for the Super Famicom. In the last video, we won in Cannon Bingo. And we went 2-1 against the computer. Now we have one more theme of bingo left to play, and that is the Skydiving Bingo. This one gives probably the best amount of control over what you get compared to all the other bingo themes. And it actually looks pretty cool once you get used to it. So, without further ado, as I take a drink of this Country Time lemonade mix that I've just put in water, let's go ahead and play Skydiving Bingo. Skydive towards the giant bingo plate. Can you land safely? Don't get too dizzy. And we get the same menu as usual. We're going to do versus play. We're going to do one versus com. I'm going to go ahead and pick this card because I can. Computer's going to pick their card. And from here, it's mode 7. We control the skydiver with the control pad. And if we know what we're doing, we can kind of land on the number that we want. In case we land on a red line, we get moved towards a number. And I just gave that to the computer because I landed on B5 and that's what the computer had. And yeah, if you know what you're doing, you can give yourself a whole bunch of bingos. Now let's see what the computer gets. N38. And that is a number that the computer needed. Very well. While it is probably the easiest one to get the number you want in, it's not always the easiest thing to do. Just because you're always spinning. And you may not land exactly where you want the skydiver to land. I was trying to land on B7 and I got I-16 instead. Come on, game! Game just kind of pushed me over to the side for some reason. Now, what's the computer going to land on? Yeah, the spinning, especially when you get close to the ground, can make things a little difficult. Not too much, but it definitely gets more difficult when you're getting near the ground. And I just keep giving numbers to the computer. And apparently N was 30? But it's I and no? Weird. Well, at least it knows the numbers, so. Alright. Let us try to go for 7. Yes, that is what I wanted. B7. I finally got one of the numbers on my own thing. Good grief. Now let's see what number the computer lands on. I wonder if the computer will make a mistake and land on something I need. Although I kinda doubt it. And 42. And 42. Okay, it won't always land on the number it needs. I guess it was just kinda lucky the first couple of turns. But I want to land on 28. Let's see if I can do that. Let's see if I can get on 28. And somehow I made it on. Neat. Now it's time to see what the computer lands on. Once you know what you're doing with Skydiving Bingo, it's a fun game. I mean, the controls are simple. You just move the Skydiver around with the control pad. I don't think the base buttons do anything else. So all you can really do is just kind of control where you're going to, more or less. And computer landed on B14 and got it. So I'm going to go for 36 now. And let's go for 36. Got it. All right. Okay. Computer may have more numbers, but I'm kind of getting closer to bingo with what I'm doing here. I don't blame you if you get motion sickness watching this, just because of the spinning. And 19. I-19. Who got what? You got I-19. And I'm going to go for G47. I just need to pay attention to where it is, and yeah, it's going to be on the edge again. Why is it always on the edge? Yeah, I have the feeling the ones on the edge are going to be the hardest to land on. Unless I really fine-tune what I'm doing, and apparently that's what I had to do to get on 47. Now, if I get 66, both of us will get it. But I'll get a bingo, which is cool. Alright. What's the computer going to land on? Probably another I number, I would bet, and it's I-26. And that's one that I have. So you just did some of my work for me. Now I'm going to go for 66, which is over there on the yellow numbers there. Yeah, you can see the numbers pretty well if you're paying attention. You just kind of have to know where you're going. Hey, and as long as you can clearly land closest to it, you can give yourself a good chance of landing on the number you want. What are you going to do? What is the computer going to do? He's going to land on 48. G48, you don't have that. And I'm going to land on number 2. Try to get that. Let's see if I can land on that. Landed right on it. Of course, both of us got it. But we can still get a bingo if we know what we're doing. And kind of put ourselves at a good advantage if we can land in all the spots that we want to land on. And you landed on 51. Who's got 51? You have 51. Alright, I'm going to go for 43. Which is right next to the N. Let's see what we do here. I thought I would not land on that. But I did. Alright, computer's turn. Let's see what the computer does. Funny, I'm having a better time remembering what I need because I'm just looking at the board and picking a number beforehand. And I'm getting myself to it. Unlike the other themes that we were playing. B3. You needed that. I hope that the computer does not land on B6. I definitely don't want to land on B6. I'd rather land on 57 instead. Alright. 57 is over there, kind of near the center there. Let's see if we can do this. Let us see if we can do this. Nice. And you are doing a good thing, me. Can't really say the same thing about the computer. Though the computer feels like it's trying. It feels like the computer's trying. You are going to land on B6, ain't you? Nope, you landed on B8. But I think it tried to land on B6. Yeah, it tried to land on B6, and it didn't really do it. I'm going to see if I can land on B1. Give myself an advantage. Hey, there's one. Kind of up there in the yellow numbers, but there's one, like, up there at the top, too. And I got it. Now, here's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to go for 65 next, and that'll give me a line bonus. Of course, if the computer lands on it for me, that's their fault. And you are trying to land on 60, apparently. Do you need 60? You don't, but I do. Or I can land on 15. Well, I'll try to land on 15. I could definitely land on 15. Now that I think about it. Got it. B15. Okay, so I wouldn't have gotten, like, the bingo that I would have wanted, but... I wouldn't have gotten to 2 simultaneous bingos that I would have wanted if I landed on 65. I don't think. But I'm still giving myself an advantage here. And you were going to land on 21. Who needs 21? I need 21. What if I were to land on 22? Let's try to land on 22. Let's see what happens. Perfect. And if I were to land... No, I wouldn't be able to do it. I still couldn't get 2 simultaneous bingos. I'm still going to land on 65 or 23 anyway. Let's see what the computer does. I keep thinking I'm going to line myself up for 2 simultaneous bingos, but I keep getting consecutive instead. Well, ain't really going to stop me, though. And I don't need that number, and neither does the computer. Alright. I'm going to go for 23. 23's down there. What could possibly go wrong? Anything could go wrong, really. Got it. And just like that, I don't have to land on a yellow number anymore. So, let's see what we can do here. Or rather, let's see what the computer can do. What's the computer gonna land on? You landed on 072. And I needed 072. Well, I wasn't gunning for it, but I'll still get it. I'm gonna go for 65 now. At last. Just delaying the inevitable here. Up until this point. Got it. And we have another bingo. Now to go for other numbers. Let's see what the computer does. Let's see what you land on. You landed on 54. I thought you were going to go down to 63. And you needed 54, but... Wow. Well, if I land on 44, we're going to get a bingo. Now that I have that on my mind, I might as well just go ahead and get it. I know this is going to give the opponent a bingo, but... What can you do? Come on, land. There we go. And I just hope that the computer does not land on 6. I'm not going to. I need to land on 55. And you are not going to land on 55. You are going to land on 32 instead. I don't think I'm going to need that number. Yeah, and neither does the computer. So 55 it is. And it's right there in the open. Let's see if I can get my hands on it. Let's stay close to it. Fine-tune right there at the last second, and I managed to get on it. Awesome. And I have no overlap with the computer, so any other bingos that the computer gets, it will get on its own. So I don't have to worry about that anymore. And what are you going to land on? 45. Do I need that? Neither does the computer, apparently. Very interesting. I'm going to go for 33. 33, 33, 33. It's right there at the end. However, I can go to the yellow numbers and get it. And what do you know? Had an easy time doing that. Let's see what the computer does. I'm going to go for 35 next. But let's see what the computer does. You're going to land somewhere. Oh, 70. Who needs 70? Nobody. So 35 it is. 35 is going to be right there near I, but it's also near the G too. So let's go for it. Let us go for it. Yeah, as long as you're paying attention, you can land on the number you want. Not that hard. Now let's see what the computer does. What are you going to land on? And you're going to try to land on 6 and give yourself a bingo. Yep, that's a bingo for the computer. But it's really going to have to work at it now, and I don't think it's going to do it. It's not going to land there. I'm going to get 50 next, which is right here in the yellow numbers. And right there. Getting really good with the accuracy here. Let's see what the computer does. I need 58, 64, or 69. So, let's see what happens. And that was not exactly a number that I wanted. Oh, 68. And you didn't need that, apparently. So I'm going to go for 58. And 58, I'm just going to go for right here. Why not? And thought I would not land there for a second, but I managed to fine-tune myself right there, right at the end. And all I need now is 64 and 69, and I will win this. This is probably going to be the... Yeah, this is definitely going to be the shortest of the bingo games. And I'm going to beat the computer 3-1. $39. Do you need 39? No, you don't. What are you doing, computer? Go home. And let's see here. 64, 64, 64. Right there, dead center, just about. All I need now is 69. And this will all be over. And 71. I wonder what happens if you land on the O. Do you just get moved to another number? I believe you just get moved to another number. And 071. Computer isn't very bright, apparently. So let's just move our way to 69 here and be done with it. Done. Just like that, we beat this in 20 minutes. I think I landed on all but one that I wanted. Also, I am now convinced that Skydiving Bingo, if you know what you're doing, is probably going to be the quickest one. So, that's pretty much it for Bing Bing Bingo. That was kind of fun. We played whack-a-mole, we played some arm wrestling, we played the ponies, and we played some bingo. That was pretty entertaining, not gonna lie. I had a little bit more fun than I thought I would. Don't really know what else to say other than to give my mini review. Just the usual mini review that I always give at the end of all these Let's Plays. Graphics, easily identifiable. They're pretty good. I can't really complain about them. Sound and music, I like what's on offer here. Sometimes the music might be a little bit annoying because you're constantly going back and forth between the bingo screens. But what's there is still alright. And the sound is serviceable, and it works for the game. Play control. That is tight as it's gonna be. I mean, the game's not perfect, especially when the whack-a-mole minigame is deathly hard, but at least everything is responsive and does what it should. And replay value. Now, you might stick this in once in a while just to play some bingo, or maybe see how well you can do with the other 3 minigames that have nothing to do with bingo, like the ponies, or the arm wrestling, or the whack-a-mole. At least those have bigger challenges than the bingo games themselves. Good luck trying to beat the whack-a-mole game on any difficulty, or beating arm wrestling on hard with a handicap against you. And if you see this, might as well pick it up. I mean, I don't know what it goes for physically, but I imagine it can't be that much unless somebody proves me wrong. And while this seems like something that you could probably get from Steam or GOG for like probably $2 or something, I still enjoyed this. I still had a fun time with this. So definitely pick this up. I mean, there are better games on the Super Famicom, but they're definitely worse. I mean, you'll be able to waste a couple minutes just playing the 3 non-bingo mini games, and you can have yourself a bit of a time with the bingo mini games if you know what you're doing. And that is it for Let's Play Bing Bing Bingo. Hopefully you enjoyed this as much as I did. Hopefully I'll be back with another game. Maybe it'll be good. Maybe it'll be bad. Maybe it'll be somewhere in between. Who knows? Until then, this is PrinceWatercress. Take care. Stay safe. Thanks for watching, and see you guys later.